Most business owners think that their website or app is theirs, but in reality, parts of it might belong to your developer, your designer, your copywriter, or no one at all. And that becomes a serious problem when you try to scale, sell, or protect your business. Welcome back to Elise Explains IP, where we make intellectual property practical for business owners. Today, we're talking about website and app IP essentials, what you actually own, what you might not, and what you need to fix before it becomes an issue. Because your website or app isn't just a marketing tool. It's often one of your most valuable business assets. Let's look at it simply. Your website or app isn't one thing. It's a collection of different intellectual property rights, from code, the functionality, design, layout, UX, UI, branding, name, logo, colors, content, text, blogs, product descriptions, images and videos, databases, and user data structures. Each of these elements can have a different owner. And unless you've been deliberate about it, they often do. Here's what typically happens. A business owner starts a business and hires a web developer, a designer, maybe a copywriter. They pay the invoice, the site goes live, everyone moves on. Hooray! But legally, payment does not necessarily equal ownership. Unless there is a clear written agreement assigning IP to you and your business, the creator may own it. This isn't just a technical legal issue. It becomes very real in moments like rebuilding or changing providers. Sometimes your new developer can't access or reuse your existing code. In scaling or licensing, you can't confidently commercialize something you don't fully own. In selling your business, the due diligence will uncover those gaps and buyers will either reduce their price or walk away entirely. In disputes, if a relationship breaks down, access to your own platform can be restricted. Let's walk through the main components. Number 1 is code. That's the engine of your platform. This is often the most misunderstood. Custom-built code is usually owned by the developer, unless it's assigned. SaaS or platform-based builds like Shopify mean you don't own the underlying system at all. What should you want instead? You want ownership or a clear license to use, modify, and transfer the code. Number 2, design. This is the look and feel of your site. This includes your layout, your UX, UI, in your visual structure. Designers can often retain ownership unless there's an assignment, and the risk is you may not be able to reuse or adapt your own designs elsewhere on other platforms. Number 3 is the content. This is your website copy, blog articles, and product descriptions. If written by a contractor, they may technically own the copyright unless assigned. And again, this is usually easy to fix with proper agreements. But if it's been written by AI, you may not own it at all. Number 4 is branding. These are your business names, logos, taglines, and they should all be owned by your entity and protected via a trademark registration where appropriate. You need to watch out because designers sometimes retain copyrights in logos if not properly assigned, even though the trademark might be registered elsewhere. Number 5 is images, videos, and other assets. And these are often a hidden risk area because stock images are subject to license terms. Photographers and videographers may retain copyright or moral rights, and AI-generated content is an evolving area where ownership can be unclear or non-existent. Number 6 is data and databases, which is particularly relevant for apps. Your customer data structures, your back-end databases and algorithms can all be affected by ownership. Ownership and access rights here are crucial, particularly for scaling or exit. So here's a practical example. Say you build an app for your business. A developer builds the code. A designer creates the interface. A marketing team writes the content. 2 years later, you want to raise an investment and sell the business. During the due diligence, it becomes clear that the developer owns the code. The design and elements haven't been assigned, and some content is licensed and not owned. And that's when the deal slows down or falls apart entirely. So, what should you do? Here's the part that matters most. 1. Get clear written agreements. Every contractor or agency should have IP assignment clauses or at a minimum, a broad license to use. Don't rely on assumptions. 2. Ensure ownership sits in the right entity, not in you personally, in your business entity. This matters for asset protection, sale readiness, and tax and structuring. 3. Understand what you're licensing versus owning, especially with platforms that are SaaS tools like Shopify and Wix, and their plugins and integrations. You often don't own these, and that's fine, but you need to understand where your limits are. 4. Keep records. Maintain all your contracts, have an asset register, source files, and access credentials. This can become invaluable later. 5. Protect your brand. If your website or app is core to your business, register your trademarks and ensure consistent use across them. Your brand is often the most defensible asset. Here's the bigger picture. Your website or app isn't just operational, it's part of your business value. If you don't control the IP, you don't fully control the asset. And that affects growth, leverage, and exit. If you take one thing away from today, building something doesn't automatically mean that you own it. Ownership needs to be designed, documented, and protected. If you're not sure whether your website or app IP is properly structured, now is the time to check. You can book a strategy call via my website and we'll walk through what you have, what you're missing, and how to fix it before it becomes a problem. The link is in the description. And thanks for listening to Elise Explains IP. If this episode was helpful, share it with a business owner who's building something online, because this is one of the most common gaps that I see when I talk to business owners. Thanks for spending time with me on Elise Explains IP. If you picked up something useful, hit follow, subscribe, leave us a review, or send it to a founder friend who could use this information. And remember, this is general information, not legal advice. If you do want help with your IP, you can book a strategy call with me at any time via my website. The link's in the description. So until next time, own your own ideas.